Greetings, this is Chester with the Sampleist, and our sonic journey today is 0G Shiver. Before we dive in, I'd like to make it crystal clear that the copy of this instrument we're reviewing was graciously provided to us by the developer. However, let me assure you that our commitment to delivering honest and transparent reviews remains unwavering. Our goal is to arm you with all the information you need to decide if this instrument deserves a spot in your musical toolkit. 0G Shiver emerges as a chilling collection of supernatural and macabre sound elements meticulously designed to send shivers down the spine of its listeners. Tailored for horror, sci-fi, supernatural, psychological, and disaster film scores, as well as video games and other multimedia projects. Shiver offers a diverse range of haunting and suspenseful moments, providing composers, sound designers, and filmmakers with the tools needed to immerse their audience in a world of fear and suspense. Shiver encompasses 39 contact instruments with a custom UI, boasting over 1,030 presets that span eerie ambient textures, unsettling drones, and other bone-chilling soundscapes. These sounds are adept at setting the stage for dread and unease, evoking feelings of isolation and impending doom, and creating an atmosphere of lurking malevolence. With a total expanded size of 6.4 gigabytes at a price point of $54.95, Shiver demands the full version of Contact 6.7.1 or higher and is not compatible with the free version of Contact. However, it is notable that this library can still be utilized with the included sample formats, such as WAV files, ensuring that Shiver remains highly accessible to a wide range of creators looking to add a touch of terror to their productions. Let's now explore the presets this instrument has to offer. Spooky. Couldn't resist. 0G Shiver. It is as frightening as it is lovely. It's really fun library. Again, well done, 0G. I've been a long time customer. This is like the first company that kind of took me over, and I bought a ton of their stuff back. I was a huge Half-Life fan, and the soundtrack, the composer that made that, a lot of 0G libraries. And so, yeah, I follow 0G very closely. It's been a minute since I've grabbed a 0G library, so this was kind of fun to see how much they've worked with the UI of Contact. A lot of the libraries I'm used to, there wasn't much of a UI to them. I was able to kind of, understand how they organize their libraries. So we have a very specialized library. This is great for, horror, tension, suspense, sci-fi even. You can get a lot out of this library. What I always big fan of, and I'll probably say it throughout, is, they provide the WAV files, they provide AIFF files, they provide contact instruments. Sometimes they'll provide other sample-based file formats, but those are the main ones. Right now we're diving through their atmosphere tones. They have quite a few. I love the drop-down menu. We need more of these. When you have more than, 4 or 5 options, drop-down menu is going to be your friend. A lot of great movement with these sounds. Off the bat, and what's great about this UI is you're kind of up and running if you want to make any edits to anything, make any changes. A lot of ways to do that. A couple more here. Every time I change one in the category, I do notice that we have different kind of effects change. And as we're changing the presets here, this is the menu. We are not mapped by key. So we have everything tonal here. If I want this to sound like a C, I'll play C. If my song's in A, I can play A or A flat. So I have the key bed that can help me, write this piece pretty easily. And then I'm just selecting, what I want. We like how that sounds, but let's hear it an octave lower. Very easy to do. 2 octaves lower, let's hear that. And yes, as you can see, it is in fact the pitch altering. That is what is impacting the tempo or the time of playback. So the higher we go, the faster. The lower we go, slower it is from middle C. So it is not up to our host BPM for this. Let's do one of these low feedbacks, then we'll move to... This one's got drive on it. You'd absolutely want some filter on that, yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Atmosphere tones 2. When there's a 1, there's always a 2. There might even be a 3 sometimes. Kind of just looks like we're going in alphabetical order here. As we check out these atmosphere. What this library is about. That drive is nasty. We gotta get some cutoff on that. It's good, yeah. That is a great drive. Yeah, we got 3. It's fun to have the visualization of the wave file here. There are several ways of setting your starting point here. You can use this knob up here for the sample start. You can also drag this yourself. And then you can also MIDI CC it here, MIDI CC it there. They do move together, so I imagine maybe one or the other. The other option is you can click this button, which is randomize start. It'll randomize the sample start when playing a note. My only problem with that, and you'll see it maybe in a different patch, but yeah, this one. If I could randomize over here, now it's randomizing right here. What is that going to do for me? That's not going to do very much. I wish I had the ability to control this a little bit. Say, end here for random sample start. But so this isn't going to work with every patch. It's going to work with some. Just make sure you're looking at how you're setting that up. Got a couple more here. Let's just do one more here. There's a lot of patches yet. We haven't even covered much. All right, so atmospheres. We're out of the tones. Other options I can do with the UI, we can pan. left, right, somewhere in between or center. We have tune here. It does reset every time you change this, so keep that in mind. You can go LFO to volume or LFO to pitch. And then there is just an LFO that's for the filter. So there's two LFOs. We also have two envelopes, one for the amp and one for the filter. Again, resets when you move out. So we get to decide if we want to adjust the rate by hertz or if we want to sync it to the tempo. And then we have all these options here, and random is one of them. For the waveform of the LFO for amp. And then it's going to be the same for your filter as well, if you want to adjust your filter LFO. Interest in your sound over time. Feedback drone. I would almost just set that cutoff to your mod wheel. And then, yes, you always have it. Good. Extremely powerful here. In fact, 0G, if you ever make an update to Shiver, map that for us already. I like how they tell us this is going to be a G flat. A lot of great synth sounds that have been added to this atmosphere here. Every time we do change the contact preset, it will reset that for us. So we just gotta remember to keep doing that. Pitch bend does work. And in fact, that's where you get that nice LFO to pitch. Get that amount, but get that rate real slow. I usually like sign a lot for that. Yeah, so real slow. That just sounds off. And that's what you want when you're, working with horror. Almost like it's not even noticeable, but it's definitely there. That rate could even be slower. All right, let's see. Inky Ocean. I like this preset a lot. That sounds really good. One of my favorite combos is this amp cabinet. We haven't opened up this effects rack yet. We can dive into it a little bit. Down here we have amp and cabinet is set to rotator. So it sounds like a Leslie kind of speaker here. I'm going to switch it to like something else to maybe get kind of what I want. We're getting somewhere there. Let's bring it back a little bit. A little more size maybe. I'm going to try some of these others. These cab simulators. Yeah, that one or this V30 are my favorites. I'd probably keep that one. Do my favorite little LFO to pitch. Add a little bit of that. Make it even pad like a little bit more with the tack and release. And yeah, it's a great patch. Other ways to affect your presets here, if you open up the effects rack, you have a modulation where you can decide if you want chorus, flanger, or phaser. You got a little compressor here. You got an EQ or a filter. You have, what's this, drive. So screamer, distortion, tape, LFO, all your saturation. We have a reverb, and you can turn these on or off. All these reverb presets, a ton of them. Wow. That's a lot of reverb presets. Woo-hoo. Have fun with that. Just jump right on in. That's a lot of reverb presets. We have a delay, and then we have amp and cab. And we didn't see there's two settings with amp, so you can do twang or jump. And then this is the quick. You can just turn things on or off. So if you already have everything adjusted, you can just try your luck there. This is a great preset to try your random start. Looks like we have something going on everywhere, so. And then your re-trigger is always going to just restart it again. Notice the clicking. So if you are using this feature, I do recommend putting some envelope attack on there until it goes away. And then you do have to set one of these. I don't know why it keeps resetting. That is strange. I don't know what's going on there. And I don't know what happened to my LFO either. From what I recollect, these two options here. One is default current sound. Sets interface parameters for current selected sound to default. Oh. So we do a default setting. So initialize, right? So that will set initialize. So let's go back to landed trolls here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So we're back to before initialized. So this will initialize your current sound to let you kind of go from scratch. This default all sounds, set interface parameters for all sounds to default, so everything can just go to default. These are kind of dangerous buttons. I'm glad they're kind of away from everything. I don't think I would ever really use them. Sometimes I would. I don't know. Maybe I would. Well, let's keep going. A lot of fun filter options for you to choose from too if you want to try something other than low pass. All right, so 3 menus of atmosphere. It's not the same filter. So you have 2 filters here. A lot of atmosphere. You can see why later when I look at the piece I wrote, it was kind of like a production library drone piece because there was so much atmosphere. I had to use it. A lot of good sounds here to kind of build a piece from. Get that room tone or the setting or the scene, get the tone of the scene that you're composing for, you have it here. A lot of atmosphere. For the price point, you definitely have a lot of everything, and they give you a lot of, you can do a lot with 1 or 2, or we have atmospheric elements here. And then we have less in the menu here, which is totally okay. So we have some creepy atmos. Oh, that one sounds awesome. And go wrong there, heavy atmos. Really great movement there. Already with that one, you wouldn't have to do much. Something I am impressed with Shiver is that I'm not seeing too much spike in volume as I'm going from preset to preset, even though the waveform is at times looking drastic when we can play these. I'm noticing my metering, I'm not having to change too much. It's very consistent. So you should be able to set your contact to kind of what you need and it'll get you there. More elements. All these are evolutionary elements. Some of these sound like really awesome, like markers. These can also sound great in trailer, as well as working on anything. I think these could definitely find themselves in trailer music as well. They can get loud. Off the bat, you do need to kind of work on them a little bit, but that's what you want anyways. To get them huge and forefront in your mix. They can do it. And a little layering as well. They can layer really well. All right, so the next one's called Badass. And Zero G does a lot with modular kind of synths and synth sounds and effects. You probably might be able to take some of these, put them in dance music too if you wish. Some of these bigger, huge, heavier synths. I can definitely hear them in like dubstep and some of those bass heavier genres. Yeah, a lot of fun sounds there. A lot of movement. This one's Bring It Down. We got some Bring Me Downs. Downers. Yeah, so these are going to be... I understand the context of this one. Cool. We got some fun downer options. Then we can get some distorted ones. We're looking at like 21 of these. 21 various downers total. This one's coming to get you. A couple of things called angry surge. These kind of sound like they're maybe reversed or something. These are cresters. Kind of like risers a little bit. Crescendos. Yeah, these sound cool. Do a couple more. A lot of various options there. We got drones. That's the first one coming, storm. Harsh and grating. Low level migraine here. We have ear piercing. So this can be some great jump scare kind of fodder for you. I won't do too many of these because although you can't go wrong with some of these, if you're looking to do it, you're gonna find something in here that help you pierce an ear or two. The next time you have a family member looking to get their ears pierced, you know where to go. These are kind of some of the better ones I've heard in a minute. All right, next up we got glitchy stuff. Like that name? Textures, we got some there. Stutter. Some stutter movement with stutter explode, stutter glitch machine. Well, stutter glitch mechanics. I don't know why I said machines, right? Now we're on to hard stuff. These are heavy hitting. Nice huge reverb and tail there. Percussive clang. Like the delay in that. Yeah, they've added that. That's awesome. Yeah, if you had the ability to ping pong that. I wasn't sure if it was or not. Remote shell. Hits from Hades. Brutal hits here. We got killer hits. Yeah, I like that. Then you had the option to not have that at all, or have it. That's great. Play with that one. I like the tail lock going on there. So we got whoosh hits, so we can decide if we want these whooshes coming in or if we want to just go straight to the hit. That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of these. Several of them. And the whoosh, all that sounds really good. I would definitely mark those. Hits from hell. Got some Braum hits, glitchy hits. Three. Yeah, I'd highlight these two. These sound really fun. Hits from the abyss. Deep chiller hit. It's got some great sound there. Not a lot of energy. Perfect chill hit there. That's awesome. Space hit. These Warzone hits are awesome. They're creepy too. There's great layers in these hits. And then you get a hit like this where you can layer that in a little bit too. Killer blows. Kill stun. Scene knock. I like the noise at the top of those. You can control some out of the cutoff too. Low suspense, atmospheric suspense. We have falling suspense. Short. Sweeping. Machinery. Ooh, a lot of waveform there. We got a nice drone here. Got kind of a percussive element to this one. Space crickets. I do recall using this one in the song I made. Tension vector. Yeah, the cutoff is very powerful with most any patch. Maimed strings. These will be fun to pitch.
like pitch down or maybe even pitch up sometimes. This is Cat Guts Feline Hurt. We got Power Saw String. A lot of options, especially when you start moving octaves on that one. Yeah, those will be great to add. Mechanical loops. So now we're starting to hit some loops. Notice that when I was working on these, they didn't move to the host tempo. So if it says 75, it's 75. This is something that I know of 0G with contact instruments. I've run into this in the past, but what I'd refer back to is they do give you the wave files as well. So if you need any of those time stretch, just pull one of those loops in and then time stretch it to your host tempo. We got some bit crush loops. We got mechanical horror loop here. Metallic loop. That one has some stereo movement, sounds like. All these are sitting at 75 BPM. Mutilated strings. 26 versions of mutilated string share. So a lot of options to go here for that. Moving on, we got percussion loop, although it's at 75 as well. Resurges. So a little something for even sci-fi. Projects. We got steel. Nice high pitched element in these. And now risers are next. All right, short cinematic shots. Looks like we got 26 of these. And various offerings. So we'll have a lot of options. Based on any need here. Suspense tension loops. All these are at set 75 BPM. We got several suspense loops here. A lot of tension loops. Tension synths. Yeah, the waveform is pretty high already in these. Not much more you can do with them. Great additions to your arsenal here. Terror loops. These are at 120 and then 75, one at 140. So we got some variation of BPM with these. Rather repetitive, but sometimes we need that. Very deep stress loops. This one changes up a little bit. Time pressure loops. We got 120 for these. Warning signs. Alert signals. Terrible monster. Gotta hear what that sounds like. Nice. Weird woodwinds. You know this is gonna be good. Got 40 different options of weird woodwinds. And now we have whooshes. We have ear whoosh. Nice movement on that. Greater whoosh. Love how easy it is. Just try some things out. Synth whoosh. Yeah, that's powerful. That movement. All right, and that's Shiver. As you can see, for the price point, you could get so much content in these libraries. If you're looking to make some music or get some sounds going, sound design for horror or suspense or tension or anything like that, this is a cheat code to grab one of these 0G libraries, focus on it. You get a lot of content for the price point, and it's a great opportunity to kind of fill up your toolkit and get going with these libraries. And then if you ever need something specifically a little more niche, you pair it with something like this, and you should be able to get a lot of projects done with something like this. It's fantastic. All right, let's hear how this library sounds in a piece. So when looking at the piece, we started at roughly 75 BPM. I believe we're F minor, and the whole thing was done with Shiver. And I was looking for kind of a dronescape production kind of library piece. We have some punch scares here and there. The library is pretty versatile in that nature. This is very specialized, but still in the sense of, suspense and tension. You can get a lot with what's in here. You can also get flexibility in, the frequency range and everything that you can do even with the library, where you can create all this movement and make quite a piece pretty quickly, actually. I think piece kind of wrote itself. The more you kind of learn the library, the quicker you'll be about it too. So we'll dive in here real quick. We started with these atmospheres for sure. And then you'll notice that I am switching the start. I'm not using theirs. One thing I'll note is, this LFO, it's an LFO. It's just going to keep moving. But you can randomize the start time with this feature right here. And then every time it triggers, it's going to randomize the start time. The problem with this, though, is it will go all over. It could start over here. It could start over here. I can't do that. I can't deal with that. It doesn't really make the feature useful. If
I can't control, where the start time is going to really be. So I never can really use that. I've never really tried to use it. Maybe it works better in the loops, but I ended up you can MIDI CC the start, and then you can add, LFO to it. And I had the LFO just starting and kind of here in the main section of that start. So that was working really well. This other feature is you can make something monophonic that works sometimes. So they're very hard to see, but they're right there. And then be careful about these. These will reset your settings. Try to never touch those unless you really intend to. We have all the menus here. So I kind of went through and listened to which one I wanted, selected it, and we're only using the compressor down here. That was pretty much that tone. We have a drone. We're using flesh lump eaters. The third one there, no changes really. Sometimes I messed with envelope and sometimes I didn't, so hard for me to remember or tell, but not too many adjustments there. The drone is definitely throughout the whole piece. It might be the only instrument that is, because I believe my chances, it's at 100%. So I'm always playing this drone. It's the only constant. We had this really fun, I had to include this in the piece. It's Weird Woodwinds, number 16. Nothing too different here. I'm not seeing much change. Yep, so that's Weird Winds. We had 3 atmospheres. I showed you one. And then I do have some fun kind of stuff going with them. This one causes the most movement. Dark Magic under the Badass preset. So this one, it triggers. I do have probability kind of going on in the piece, but it's got that tremolo kind of sound to it. I probably would have been able to make that tremolo in here, I'm sure, but I was just kind of in a hurry, so I made it in Ableton. And then this is the other kind of atmosphere that's going on in a descending way. When it plays, there's some chance and probability there. Those are like the more longer notes. The 2 shorter notes that are playing, we have main strings, which is the string like there. We have that kind of going. There's contact. Doing a few things, reverb delay. A lot of the times I did favor this amp and cabinet. Those 2 effects are in some of these. I'm just not seeing it yet. It might be in this. Maybe the suspense, terror, tension, these loops, maybe. Yep, there we go. Amp and cabinet. Those were really fun to use. I think every once in a while I've grabbed those. All right, so we did some effects. These resurges. This is kind of like a short reverse kind of effect I have that kind of interplays some things, and then it also plays with the longer 4-bar riser. And then the 4-bar riser is right here. I timed it better with audio, so I didn't do much here. The great thing about this, and I almost showed it because this is my favorite thing about 0G, is they give you WAV files too of everything. I would definitely take the risers and just throw them in and just kind of tighten them up. I wouldn't go with MIDI too much on those. This is kind of pretend. I kind of just slap these in here because you're going to be taking forever to match that with your BPM. But that's, again, 0G. I so appreciative that they give you the WAV files. And then we have up here just some drums. We did some heavy hits, these really big kind of booms. This is kind of like a boom hit, like a trailer hit. And then we have a couple loops that play sometimes. This is a 75 BPM song. I have a 120 BPM loop in here. This is not a host BPM. This stays at 120. So that's why it never repeats beyond these. This worked out just great. Actually, it kind of was cool because it feels kind of weird. And that's what you want in these. Like the timing isn't right when it interrupts it. And I was like, wow, that sounds cool. I'm going to leave it, even though it does sound kind of funky, but that's horror music. I mean, those are great happy accidents when you're making horror music. So definitely left that in there. We have a perk loop. A lot of perk loop options. This is one of many. This is one category. There are a few others in Shiver where you can grab more, and there are many different types. I would love the option in the UI to have been able to do halftime or double time. In that case, again, I would have grabbed the WAV file, just pulled it in and did some things, but that would be great to do from the Contact UI if possible. We ended up adding some really great
see, the Cresters, those sounded really good. And then the other one was, I believe it was Machinery. I think it was Machinery. And then there was a crickets like sound that sounded really awesome. So I added that in there too. And those kind of just trade spots, and there's some probability. So sometimes they didn't even play at all. And that was totally fine. Made it very spacious. And that's the piece.
It's time to wrap up our journey with some final reflections. After deep diving into the haunting soundscapes and intricate offerings of Zero G's Shiver, it's clear that this instrument stands as a formidable tool for composers and sound designers aiming to evoke the essence of terror and suspense in their projects. The versatility of Shiver cannot be overstated, whether it's the eerie ambient textures that whisper tales of isolation or the unsettling drones that echo with lurking threats. Shiver has proven itself capable of setting the perfect stage for any horror, sci-fi, or supernatural narrative. The Contact interface enhances its versatility, offering intuitive control over sound sculpting tools that allow for the creation of a unique audio signature that can truly set a project apart. In conclusion, Zero G's Shiver is a gateway to the world where sound shapes fear and curiosity in equal measure. For those looking to leave their audience on the edge of their seats, involved in a cloak of suspense and terror, Shiver is an indispensable tool in your audio production arsenal. Its capabilities and the quality of its sounds makes it a standout choice for anyone serious about crafting the sound of horror and suspense. This is Chester, signing off from the Sampleist, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. If you're hungry for more insightful reviews, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned with all things the Sampleist. Until our paths cross again, keep having fun making your music. Cheers.